Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Curated Legacies, episode 11. For those of you who may not know me, my name is RJ and I am one of the co hosts here, and Prill is my co host. But today, let me just share this with you. I help motivated investors. I'm going to try and say it like her. I
Oh boy.
help motivated investors take the money that they've earned and create more revenue. I tried.
Okay, well, and I'm Brill, and full-time and part-time entrepreneurs turn to me when they are feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and headed towards burnout. There you go.
Wow. I'm gonna get it. I promise you. I'm gonna get it. Because you just sound so like well rehearsed. It sounds so polished. But yes, guys, welcome to Curated Legacies. This is episode 11, and we're really excited about today's conversation as we are each and every week. If you've missed last week, or any of our previous conversations, I want to take this opportunity to personally invite you to go back and listen to those conversations. Let us know if you've gotten any value, or if you have any questions, or if you just simply want to join the conversation, leave it in the comments. We welcome that.
Yes.
We do, right?
Yeah, we do.
And if you guys saw the title, we're talking about empowering yourself, Pro. So I'm going to start
Mhm.
off. I just want to have a couple of questions to get us going. Shall we?
Yes, we
All right.
shall.
What is holding you back from getting what you want? What are you going to do about it?
Hmm.
What's most meaningful to you? And how would you spend your time if you did not need to work? Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a common denominator there. Did you notice what that could
Yeah,
be?
I picked up on it.
Good.
And it was you, the word you,
That's right.
you, and you.
So you know what that means? You got it right.
Yes.
But yeah,
I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. So, okay, when we talk about empowering ourselves, and as we prepare for this, again, we tell you all this often, and it's definitely not scripted what we do, but we do put some time and we put energy into making sure we come up with some programming, so we're just not willy-nilly, because both RJ and I, we love structure. So, anyway, as we were preparing for this, we started, as most times it does, us having a conversation about how people see us and kind of what people say. And so I'll give you an example. A few days ago, RJ and I, we were on a call with this gentleman, and see how I rub my hands together. Like, we're working on some
and you're
things.
leaning in too.
Yeah, I know. I got excited. Hold on, let me sit back. Yeah, but we're working on some things that we're going to announce, as they become finalized. But he commented on how comfortable, we seem on camera, and he remarked about our synergy, and he said something, this word confidence, and that's something, RJ, that people tell us often. Like, when they look at us, they see this confidence. And I know, when I say us, when they see us, because RJ, you're out here doing big things. You're being very visible, showing up and showing out. Whereas I'm still a little bit in the cut, but just showing up here each week is my little visibility point. But anyway, and here at Curated Legacies, we've mentioned just throughout, since we've been doing this, how we personally have dealt with imposter syndrome, how we have, and the things we've done to rewrite our money story, and some of the feelings that have come up and that continue to still like bubble up from time to time. But instead of relying on our former coping mechanisms like we used to, just operating in straight survival mode, we rely on the tools, and we use our own abilities and our own knowledge. So instead of depending on somebody else's opinion, or their influence, going to others to see, the infamous they, what they say and what they think, we've been making our own decisions based on that information, that knowledge that we've collected along the way. So I'm going to pause there, because I know I said a
Yeah,
mouthful.
no, I mean, just to kind of piggyback with the conversation that you started off with, prior to that conversation, just like, Curated Legacies, it stemmed from a lot of offline conversations. I remember we had recently had a conversation where we were actually looking back at our growth, even
Mhm.
in this space doing Curated Legacies. A lot of you who've been following us, the story, Prill and I met on LinkedIn.
Oh God.
It always amazes people of how much fun
Food
that
with the fun kit, the little old LinkedIn. It didn't get
yeah.
us a job, but like we thought.
Remember when we met, we talked about doing curated legacy on a test run, or not even a test run. We just say let's commit to 6 weeks, and we left it at that. But here we are at week 11. We're kicking it strong, and we're actually able to see our own growth, our confidence. It's because we show up.
Yeah.
And showing up means we're doing the work in it. We're in this doing the work together. So it's not like we've arrived. No, we're going to always be a work in progress, but it's just acknowledging that. And so, yeah, it's been a ride, but definitely the synergy here is very authentic. Pearl
Mhm.
and I, we just get along so well.
Yeah, we do. We are, what do they say, each other, the yin to each other's yang. But and we have talked about this often. Like, it's just different this time around. We met at a time, as I shared what a couple episodes back, and you've heard me talk about this in a few of the episodes, that 2-week intensive, emphasis on the word intense, that I did, and how I was just really at that place, personally, professionally, as an entrepreneur, just really all across the board, where I'm like, it's time to make a change. It's time to let some things go. It's time to move forward with some other things, but doing it different. And when the title is, empowering yourself, like, that is the difference. We are self-empowered. And that, to me, it differs from just simply the word empowered, because we hear that word thrown out a lot, like this empowered or empowerment or whatever. But when I think of empowered, it's referring to some external, things that motivate and drive us. So when you have that self-empowerment, like
Mhm.
that, in my opinion, is really the difference. And
Yeah.
it's shown.
I agree. I think it's an inside outside process, right? And
Yeah.
I'll use myself for example. I remember when I actually had to pivot, and you guys have heard me say this often. You can't expect new results with old behavior. And if
Right.
you follow me for a while, I've told you that I've used to live in survival mode, but it got to a place that I had to, acknowledge that I'm only there because I want to be there, right? Being in survival mode is on me. And
Yeah.
so I literally had to like get out of the way. I had to, be more intentional with some of the decisions that I was making, just being intentional with living. And I remember I had just thinking about my future in a radical way gave me a sense of urgency.
Hmm.
I wanted to get this thing called life, at least live the best life that I possibly could, because just living in survival mode, that I wasn't even living in
That's
good
not it.
enough. I was
Yeah, that's not it.
self-sabotaging. There was a lot of self-destruction. And yeah, it wasn't a good place. And now just because you have self-empowerment doesn't mean now you've arrived. You no longer have, you have peaches and cream. No,
Right.
and now I'm more in tune with it. And when you're in tune, you can make better decisions because you understand what are some possible outcomes. Like you weigh the different pros and cons at this point.
Yeah. And when you talk about like, I think many times people automatically just throw in, like, when you think survival mode, you think about it from a fiscal perspective. And I know for me, I was in survival mode, but I had plenty of money in the bank. So it wasn't a fiscal, it can be, and many times it is,
Mhm.
related to money, but it truly is like the drivers. What are the emotions? What is motivating you? What are you feeling in this? And that's why, many times on here, we always turn it inward, because again, you can't look to these other things to help fill in those gaps. There's some paths, that only we can walk alone by ourselves, because we have to put, what do you say? You got to have some skin in the game, like we have to put that sweat equity in. But if you ask us to summarize it, like, what do you think is different from even just say 6 months ago? When we were looking, what is it, the 30th? So when we were, at January 1, or maybe even the end of January, what is different? And I think it really is that more, just the self-empowerment, making sure that we are doing the best we can, tightening up our own selves,
Mhm.
before we are looking to those other people to, again, fill the gap. Yeah, that's really the difference. Okay, let me get off. You know how I do. Like, we can talk about this. Like, I'm over here like, okay. Right. Reel it in, like saying in the back of the room, reel it in. Okay, so as we wrap up, RJ, let me ask you, what are some of your key takeaways and your food for thought when we think about empowering ourselves?
A couple of things. One,
Mhm.
for me, I had to break free, right? I had to break free from some of my unbeliefs. That was the biggest thing. Reconditioning my mind. That was the first thing I did. And then the second takeaway would be I took back my power. I
Mm,
was no longer self-sabotaging. And like I said, having that self-destruction, the ownership was on me. So now I have my power back. And then
yes, I
the
love
last
that.
thing would be I had to actually rewrite my narrative. We talk about this all the time, but now I'm sharing with you, like I literally had to rewrite things so that it's on my terms, right?
Mhm.
You have to be involved with your life. You can't put it in someone else. You're not a kid. We're all adults here. And
Right.
so the ownership is on you. So those were and the last thing I'll say is I wanted to, and I realized I could be the hero in my own story,
That's
right?
right. Okay, that was loud. Sorry. Like, me, I'm a Captain Save. I always got my cape on. Nope, that cape is nicely tucked away. Okay, preserved like a wedding gown or something. It's preserved. Like, no, we don't. That's a relic of the past. Yeah, so I agree with that. It really is. We have the agency, and it really is. Once you just view it as you having the power, it shifts your perspective because it does. It puts the ownership and the power on you. Okay, so mine is pretty simple. um, Ultimately, you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in your purpose and you have to believe in your abilities because no matter how hard it's going to feel at times, like you have to look at it this way. You discovered your passion for a reason. And so I just encourage you to hang on to it with the kung fu grip as you keep moving forward and following your passion and just following your purpose. All right. Oh, look at the time. All right. So normally this is where we would end the show, and I would say, and I invite you to join us next week, same time, same place.
Mhm.
But
But
today we have a special
is there a
announcement.
drum roll? I mean, do you have
Yeah,
some?
hold on. Okay, so ting, today is our last show because we are wrapping up season 1 of of Curated Legacy, and we're taking a summer break, which I don't like they can tell us, but I don't know if anyone noticed. We both have on t-shirts.
We
I wore
do.
my antisocial butterfly t-shirt that I talked about earlier because it's like the last day of school. This may be aging us, but I know on the last day of school we didn't have to wear any uniforms. Like we could wear shorts or whatever dresses we
Now,
wanted, things
yeah.
like that. Yeah, because it was the last day. We weren't going to be doing any studying or anything like that. So that's why we're dressed down today. Yeah,
It's exciting. It's very exciting.
yeah,
Right.
I agree. Okay, so like the teacher used to do, so tell me, RJ, what are you going to be doing over the summer?
Well, I'm really excited about the summer because I am working on a summit and I just
Oh, you are you?
yes, I am. It's called the Legacy Wealth Playbook Summit. I want you guys to
Mhm.
save the date. You'll hear more information about it, but the dates are December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's virtual. And, I'll tell you a little bit about the summit. It's made for those who are interested, if you're a new business owner, right? Or if
Okay.
you're interested in considering doing business, whether it's full-time or part-time, or if you've been in business for a while and you feel stuck, or, like a lot of us entrepreneurs, you feel lonely doing this journey
Mhm.
by yourself. So I want to create a movement where you have a community that can support you. And so I'm super, super excited, because it's December quarter 4. What a way to finish out the
Right.
year, but more
Wrap that year
importantly,
up.
what to
Mhm.
usher in quarter 1 in 2023. So I'm really, really excited. And, stay tuned. You'll get more information. It's a free event that I can't wait to share it with all of you.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited for you too for this summit. It's a game changer on so many levels. Just you personally, professionally, and I know that there's going to be people who are really gonna like you said, just start this movement and just amplify the message. Okay, so as far
Okay,
as
but what about you? Like, I mean,
hmm,
I know you got to have some plans, teacher.
whatever. Okay, so as you've heard me talk about, kind of the shift in my business model. So I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with that switch up, and I'm going to follow wherever that leads, which I'm definitely excited about, because I don't know what exactly it's going to look like. But I am excited to find out. Let's see what else. So also I'm going to be converting some of my things. I've got a lot of notes, and I've got, a couple of ebooks and just some other book work that I've been working on. So I'm going to record those because I love audio. And then also I'm going to take as much rest as possible, because so here's the thing: too many times, like I get a break, or there's some space that frees up in my life, and then my instinct is to like automatically like fill it, yeah, and replace it with something else. And we've been conditioned to work, like, and those of us who have issues with working too much, have to be sensitive, because workaholics don't like that word workaholic until they've actually accepted that they're workaholic. So people that have issues with working too much, we don't take time off like that. Like, it doesn't come natural to us. I know for me, it used to feel wrong. I used to feel guilty about it. Like, that's just not what we do. But those days are over, because I've been delivered. Okay, I've been delivered. All right. And yeah, I'm not falling for the okie doke move anymore. So while I'm definitely going to be working on some things, I am committed. I'm truly committed to upholding and honoring my personal boundaries. And I'm going to, make sure I get some rest, and I'm going to reflect and just reset and refresh too. I got a bunch of R's in there. So like I said, I'm really looking forward to the break.
But we'll still be around.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, we okay. Why do I feel like you're trying to put me out there? All right, so RJ knows this because we've talked about it. Like, I definitely want to become more visible. Like I mentioned, RJ, if you follow her on YouTube, she's consistently posting. She's got this great case study series that she's doing for those who are interested in just learning kind of the terminology. She has an awesome program that she doesn't talk about, which if it was up to me, she should lead with that, for people who want to become first-time investors. And on Instagram, she posts consistently, and on LinkedIn. And for me, because I have my own hangups with social media, totally my problem, not social media's. Like, I just am like, okay, it's time to let that go, leave the past in the past. And as I start to get more clarity on, as my, new business model starts to take shape, and I'm able to understand who it is that, I want to serve, and how I am able to serve them and help, that's going to involve me like posting on a little bit more. So yeah, we're not disappearing. Definitely we'll be posting some things. We're going to keep, in contact, and I'm working on something I'm pretty excited about that I'll be able to put out there in the next week or so that you will not be left with no curated legacies. But, this is really just a time to just, in honor of, Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, which is in July, in honor of, is it Black Small Business Awareness Month that's in August, or Black Business?
It's in August.
In August. And really just to, we're not up here faking the funk. It's not do as I say, not as I do. Or, we come here each week, and we are being transparent and, keeping it a buck, as I say, with the things that we are dealing with. And we talk about burnout. We talk about being on team too much. We talk about, having balance and boundary issues. So why wouldn't we, take a break to be able to honor ourselves in what we've done? So,
and by doing that, we're able to serve in a better place. We're serving from our overflow, right? We're not, because
right.
You don't want to deal from your reservoir. You want to always serve from your overflow. So we need to build that back up.
Yeah. Because again, this, we're not coming out here. It's not like we're, sitting here like with the scripts and things like that, but it does take, and because this is live, we earmark time, and then we work on just certain things. So it's like, and there's other things that we would like to do, kind of the next iteration of Curated Legacies. And we've got some things that we're working on individually and collectively. So it's definitely, it's like it's time for a break. So I'm excited about that.
It is. So we come back actually Thursday, September 8th, the first Thursday after Labor Day. So really, really excited about that. But we want you guys to have an enjoyable summer, and we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're up to. What are you getting into?
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, so I guess kind of like on the last day of school, it's not, we get a little early dismissal. I guess that's it. We've come, we've said, it's time to go, I guess. But what I do want to do is take some time to thank each of you for, coming along with RJ and myself as we really truly stepped outside of our comfort zone, and we did some things that made us so uncomfortable, like big time uncomfortable. But also during season 1 of Curated Legacies, it has stretched us. We've grown, as RJ mentioned, and it's also opened up some other doors and opportunities. So I truly thank you again. And I just wish for you all to have a wonderful summer. So RJ, what are your...
Well, before we go, we got a comment.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Oh,
Oh,
we
it's
did.
Roslyn. Hi, ladies. Thank you for giving us the Curated Legacies.
Wow.
Yes, I had to take back my power, and it's empowering. Yes. And I
Yay.
my ability. So awesome. Thank you so much
I
for
love that.
your continued support, and yeah, own that power, right? Take that ownership and just really like soar with it.
Yes, like the sky is the limit. And if you see, look, if you're here and you're like, man, I wish I could do that. We were in your shoes. I don't know, in April.
Yeah, not
we
that long
wanted,
ago.
yeah, we wanted to do this. We wanted to show up. We wanted to be consistent and to get visible and to, again, do things different, like not repeating those same old behaviors, because we have fresh knowledge. We've got a fresh outlook. We've got, the tools and things to just help us. So we're not in survival mode. So you can do this too. If you want to get on here, you can do it too. Maybe you need to get you a buddy. Like, we're on the buddy system in this piece. Like, but
And
please.
if we were selfish, we could have kept our offline conversations between the two of us. We knew that there was, definitely, we wanted to create a space because we knew others were having the same conversations or wanted to partake in conversations like this.
Yeah. And to just know you're not alone. Like,
Right.
it feels very solitary, when you kind of keep your head down and you just keep moving forward, but you're not alone. So here are two women from, different backgrounds with a whole bunch of things in common. As we call it, but two sides to the same coin that, can be just a living testimony of what you can do. And this is just the beginning for us. Like I said, this is season 1. So, I'm really excited about, some of the things that are on the horizon. So that's all I got. Like this.
Well, I just want to end it by saying,
Yeah.
Pearl, I've enjoyed doing season 1 with you. And let's come back stronger,
Yeah.
and show them what we got.
Yeah. That's what's up. All right.
You guys
Thank
take
you,
care,
everyone.
enjoy your summer, and we'll be back.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.